Hello friends, topic for discussion for today is introduction to various energy resources. Energy resources can be classified in the following ways: based on usability, based on traditional use, based on long-term availability, based on commercial application, based on origin. If I will talk about based on usability of energy, energy resources can be classified as primary resources, intermediate resources and secondary resources. Primary resources are the resources embodied in nature prior to undergoing any human-made conversions or transformations. Examples of primary energy resources are coal, crude oil, sunlight, wind, running rivers, vegetation, uranium, etc. These resources are generally available in raw forms and are therefore known as raw energy resources. Generally, this form of energy cannot be used as such. These are located, explored, extracted, processed, and are converted to a form as required by the consumer. The sum energy is spent in making the resource available to a user in a usable form. Second is intermediate resources. These are obtained from primary energy by one or more steps of transformation and are used as vehicles of energy. And secondary resources, the form of energy which is finally supplied to a consumer for utilization, is known as secondary or usable energy. For example, we have electrical energy, thermal energy, chemical energy in the form of hydrogen or fossil fuels, etc. Some forms of energy may be categorized both in intermediate as well as secondary resources. Example, we have electricity and hydrogen. Now, based on traditional use, energy resources can be classified as conventional and non-conventional. Conventional energy resources, which are being traditionally used for many decades and were in common use around the oil crisis of 1973, are called conventional energy resources. Example, we have fossil fuels, nuclear and hydro resources. Non-conventional energy resources, which are considered for large-scale use after the oil crisis of 1973, are called non-conventional energy resources. For example, we have solar energy, wind energy, biomass, and etc. Based on long-term availability, energy resources are classified as non-renewable and renewable. Resources which are finite and do not get replenished after their consumption are called non-renewable. Example, fossil fuels, uranium, petroleum, coal, all of these are non-renewable. Renewable resources which are renewed by nature again and again and their supply is not affected by the rate of their consumption are called renewable. Example, we have solar, wind, biomass, ocean, geothermal, hydro, etc. Based on commercial application, energy resources can be classified as commercial and non-commercial. The secondary usable energy forms such as electricity, petrol, diesel, gas are essential for commercial activities and are categorized as commercial energy resources. The economy of a country depends on its ability to convert natural raw energy into commercial energy. And the energy derived from nature and are used directly without passing through commercial outlet is called a non-commercial resource. Example, wood, animal dung, cake, crop, residue, etc. Based on an origin can be classified as fossil fuels energy, nuclear energy, hydro energy, solar energy, wind energy, biomass energy, geothermal energy, tidal energy, ocean thermal energy, wave energy. Now, what is the trend of primary energy resources are? The average percentage consumption trend of various primary energy resources of the world is shown in figure. You can see, though the trend differs from country to country, but by looking at this figure, the heavy dependence on fossil fuels stands out clearly. About 86% of the world's energy supply comes mainly from fossil fuels. The share of fossil fuels is more than 90% in India. Importance Now the importance of renewable energy resources. Concern for the environment due to ever increasing use of fossil fuels and rapid depletion of natural resources have led to the development of alternative sources of energy which are renewable and environment friendly. The following points needs to be focused are: the demand of energy is increasing very rapidly due to the rapid industrialization and population growth, and hence the conventional sources of energy will not be sufficient to meet the growing demand. Conventional sources are non-renewable and are bound to finish up one day. Conventional sources also cause pollution, thereby their use degrades the environment. Large hydro resources affect wildlife, cause deforestation, and pose various social problems. In addition to supplying energy, fossil fuels are also used extensively as feedstock material for the manufacture of organic chemicals. As reserves deplete, the need for using fossil fuels exclusively for such purposes may become greater. Due to these reasons, it has become important to explore and develop non-conventional energy resources to reduce too much dependence on conventional resources. Now, the advantages for the conventional energy resources and the disadvantages of conventional energy resources are: first advantage is cost. At present, these are cheaper than non-conventional sources. Second is security, as storage is easy and convenient. By storing a certain quantity, the energy availability can be ensured for certain period. Third one is convenience. These sources are very convenient to use as technology for their conversion, and their use is easily available. Now the disadvantages of these are: first, generate pollutants, CO, CO2, NOx, COx, particulate matter, and heat. These pollutants degrade the environment, pose health hazards, and cause various other problems. CO2 is mainly responsible for global warming. Coal is also a valuable petrochemical and is used as raw material pharmaceutical and paint industries. From the long-term point of view, it is desirable to conserve coal for future needs. Now, the safety of nuclear plants is a controversial subject. The major problems with nuclear energy are: the waste material generated in nuclear plants has radioactivity, quotients of dangerous levels. It remains above the safe limit for a long period of time and thus is a health hazard. Its safe disposal, which is essential to prevent radioactive pollution, is a challenging task. There is a possibility of accidental leakage of radioactive material from reactor, as already happened in Chernobyl disaster in April 1986. Resource for which the technology presently exists has a limited availability. Sophisticated technology is required for using nuclear resources. Only few countries possess the technology required to use nuclear energy. Due to these serial disadvantages, Sweden has banned new nuclear plants since 1984 and has planned to dismantle the existing plants in a phased manner. Hydroelectric plants are the cleanest, but large hydro reservoirs cause the following problems. Large land area submerges into water, leading to deforestation, causes ecological disturbances such as earthquakes, affects wildlife, causes dislocation of a large population and their rehabilitation. Now, due to this, we need to look for the alternative for the non-conventional energy resources. But there are some merits and demerits of non-conventional energy sources. If I will talk about the merits, they are available in nature free of cost. They do not produce any pollution, inexhaustible, and a low gestation period. And demerits of these are available in dilute form. Though they are available freely in nature, cost of harnessing energy from non-conventional sources is generally high. Availability is uncertain. The energy flow depends on various natural phenomena beyond human control, and there are difficulties in transporting such forms of energy. So that's it for today.